Testing. What's that red? Oh, okay, that means it's on. What's going on, everyone? Let's see. Is this thing loading right? Come on. It's like blizzarding out. Oh, it's fireworks. It's fireworks. Um. Okay, let's make sure this is loading. Yes, it is indeed. Who's ripping fireworks right now? What's the occasion, everyone? Oh man. Okay, hold on. Here we go. We got we got emails. They're going to talk about. We're going to be discussing that, and we got the dog barking at fireworks. Let's see what other. Okay, here we go. Boom, bang, bang. Let's see. Okay, what's going on, everyone? I'm going to send that to the Telegram. Butterdog, what's flapping, man? What's flapping, dude? Yo, so holy crappers, big news day. And I just ran into someone. It's so funny, sometimes you run into people uh who know you from Instagram, right? Like the odd time, like probably 15 times now in I guess 8 years or so, where someone has seen me in public and be like, "Yo, like Shane vibes," or before it was Connecting Consciousness. But we just had a situation where I met someone normally, and then like 3 days later, they messaged me like, "Hey, like, do you have someone who like really? Are you on Instagram, or is there someone who looks like extremely like you, like this guy who posts about like?" Anyway, I was cracking up like, "Yeah, that's actually me. Yeah." They're like, "What? That's crazy." Anyway, so small world, man. But as you know, shout out to Copper, shout out to Kendall. What's going on, Kendall? Um, it's an interesting thing, because social media, I'm sure that they created it to make people just scroll mindlessly forever looking at a bunch of bullshit. But it's amazing what other edge of that sword. It's a double-edged sword, man. So if you use it for discussion and awareness and whatnot, that's the best part about it, man. I see. In fact, that's why there's such a push, obviously, to control and clamp down kind of thing on the internet. Like, I mean, for example, I guess if there was a situation where you had to have digital ID to access the internet, I don't know, man. Would you even be able to say anything? Like, I know in China you can't. So, like, if you say anything, which is actually crazy to think that we live on a planet. No, I'm just kidding. In a realm where there is a country which we trade with that interrogates and jails people for saying like, "I'm not such a fan of my government." I mean, it's just a shocking thing to think we share this realm with that type of tyrannical, stuff going on. By the way, someone asked me last time, I didn't get to ask, like, what the hell am I sitting on? Am I sitting on a freaking sheep? Technically, it's just you can actually get them at Costco now. Not that I've been in probably 10 years, but you can get a sheep skin rather, and it's excellent, man. Um, Natural fibers, you do want them around you. In fact, before we get into this 33,000 email thing, I do want to say this is like cool kind of ammo for discussing with people about the modern day education system. Is that so? It used to be like wooden chairs, natural materials in schools and whatnot, and now, of course, it is concrete and what you call it, and steel and metal and aluminum, right? And they've done a full-blown um, study that natural materials being around them is like increases the kids in attention span, and it just comes down to vibration, of course, but it's incredible. So, huh? So then imagine your whole house being all natural, no Chinese drywall, no. There's a way to wire your home, even if you're getting a house built, that you can basically do something with the wiring in your home so it's not so EMF-y. Like you don't want an outlet next to your bed, for example. They do emit dirty electricity. So we could do a full eco, what do you call it? Green living expert. Butter Dogs. He said, would you rather have a straw house or a marble house? You know what's so funny? We read Three Little Piggies last night, with the friggin' pigs. And that last pig really did a number on that wolf. But the straw piggy, the mistake he made was not actually making a straw house, but he just made it out of straw rather than a straw bale home where you bale it up and then you cob it up and then you clay it up and then you plaster it up. With a straw house, it's a straw bale home. You can find a farmer who lives 10 miles away from you who supplies the building materials from your home from his freaking field for a fraction of the price. And not only that, but it's if you do it properly, I'm talking it's about a quarter of the price. And your straw bale home is your insulation. It can be load bearing. It's your drywall. And if you know friends who know this, that, or the other about this element or that element of building anything, you could get away from signing a death pledge, aka mortgage. Mortgage, mort is death, and gauge, mortgage, gauge is allegedly something to do with a pledge. So it's a death pledge, a mortgage is. All these words have meanings, like Tony Westbrook, for example. That actually means it's a satanic. No, I'm just kidding. Shout out to Tony, man. Cheers. Butterdog said, what about renting? Well, what about it, dude? Like, ask me proper sentence, man. Come on. Shout out to Captain Barbarossa. We saw him last night. He said, I heard of concept homes that are circular instead of boxes, and we need lead paint back. Well, dude, yes, we do need lead paint back. Although there's also mineral paints that should block some EMFs as well. The ultimate EMF block is, my understanding, is either, I don't know the EMF blocking capabilities of granite. I'm sure it's high, but also a straw house versus a marble house, Butterdog. Of course, there's EMF blocking properties of both. But to Barbarossa there, nothing in nature is a square. Some people think there was an angle to get us all crammed into rectangles and square boxes when everything in nature has sacred geometry to it. And there are architects who specialize in sacred geometry builds. And you can go on fricking Etsy and find their services and say, this is what I want, boom, bang, bang, and they'll draw it up for you. And if you get a competent, or you are a competent builder, you can build your fricking house Fibonacci rather than rectangularly. And the energies, they'll tell you all about it. I wanted to mention too, we just found out that they have paused the release of cloned meat in Canada. They were going to just start putting cloned meat everywhere. And because there was enormous pushback, they temporarily paused the unrolling of cloned meat, thankfully. But this just is a stark reminder that we have a few things going on. One of them is that they're not done, like GMOs and pesticides is not the end of their plan for the food supply. They have many other elements to it where they want, and I don't even want to, who cares what they want because they're going to lose anyway. But as much as people are aware of the satanic symbolism in 33, and we're going to talk about that in a second, that's all the mental kind of assault on us, subconscious, subliminal, and whatnot. But we have to be aware as well, obviously most of you are, that there's a shocking amount of the chemical side of the assault on human consciousness and the war on humanity. So when we're talking about microplastics and phthalates, I was just talking to someone yesterday about this, that wearing polyester underwear, which I don't know what year they started making that popular, but I'm sure I wore it all through high school and stuff, literally drops your sperm count an insane amount, and also whatchamacallit, your testosterone levels. And it's something to do with the electrostatic charge of it, which is shocking. You'd think it's like a chemical, and there are chemicals that you do absorb from wearing polyester, but apparently, according to the guy who did the dogs or the rats in pants study, it's something to do with electrostatic that like throws the energy off, and it can frickin' fry your sperm count. So it's just shocking. This is part of the assault on humanity. So I wanted to mention before we got to the 33,000 email thing, before I go live on Instagram, letting everyone know we're live. We are giving away a couple of bags. We're probably doing 3 max tonight of the chocolate powder. So the chocolate, this is Chalk. I've been partnered with them since 2019, almost late 2018. And they got the highest quality herbs, herb extracts, superfoods, cacao, and more from around the globe. The globe. I'm just kidding. But anyways, organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia that's heavy metal tested. This does not exist in most stores. You can get cacao for a dime a dozen, but most of it's farmed, factory farmed, not factory, but massive industrial farming, fertilizers, pesticides, and heavy metals. Some guy was roasting me. I told you guys this yesterday. He was roasting me saying, I can't believe you guys are selling cacao when cacao has been found to have so much heavy metals in it. And I said, buddy, don't worry. We got that covered. We got heavy metal tests. Super potent, delicious, and detoxing. So we're giving away a couple bags of the Lit tonight. And I think they said 2 bottles of the Chalk Minerals. So we were talking about this before, but even if you're eating 100% organically today, you're getting less than 10% of the full matrix of minerals, which is shocking. That study was actually done in the 90s. So it's very important to be getting the full matrix of minerals to boost your endocrine system and your DNA. We're going to give away a couple of those as well. And as a kind of early Black Friday special, Chalk's doing a discount that I haven't seen them do this in literally a year and a half, so I don't know what they're thinking, but they are giving away 60% off lifetime discounts with that coupon code 60life. So if you go to chalk.com and you get a male or female vitality stack, and you use that code 60life, it's a 60% off lifetime discount. You can cancel or modify your subscription at any time. And if you get a stack, you're going to get a free $100 bag of the organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia, the chocolate powder. And if you get a single supplement, like the #1 supplement for men, the Chalk Daily, or the Shilajit for women, with that code 60life, it comes to, $20-something, and you get a $60 bottle of the Chalk Minerals. And yes, Chalk is based in the United States, ships out of Georgia, founded in Texas, based out of Texas, and an all-American Patriot customer service team. So it's, let's just say, I wanted to tell you guys the story of this lawsuit. I don't know how much I can say. I guess it's over, so I could, but there's things you guys don't know that have happened. Not to me, but to Chalk, that they won because some guy was saying something crazy. A competitor was trying to slander our Shilajit, and we brought in the receipts, man. And put it this way, we have the highest quality purified, hot water purified, clinically studied Shilajit on the freaking market. Hormones, energy, detoxification, pineal gland. Baldwin said, wicked topic, symbolism and numerology within the stage show, cartoons, music, logos, buildings. Dude, Baldwin, did you know that listen to this, Baldwin, because you probably know all about this. The Federal Reserve Bank of New York is located on 33 Liberty Street. Can you freaking believe that, man? Butter, that would be 6 years ago. What was 4 years ago? Butter said, best herbs and extracts from around the flat, plain, stationary disc. But dude, it's not a disc. Butter, this is what I was talking to a guy about the other day. This is some people's theory. And no one can say they know, because the only thing anyone knows about space is from NASA, which we know is lying to us. But imagine if our world, right, like water is unlimited. It's constantly regenerating. It's abundant. It's basically infinite in this realm. Air is not fucking going anywhere. It's infinite. Animals, as long as you don't kill them all, and there's not some cataclysm, they're infinite. Plants give off a bajillion seeds. It's infinite. It's abundant. So would it be possible, if we forget everything we've ever been taught, Copper Rock, listen to this one, man. Is the earth, the realm we live in, infinite as well? There's infinite free energy. There's infinite this, that, and the other. Could the realm we be on be infinite. They tell you it's finite, it's a ball, it's a marble, and it's spinning super fast, but the water sticks to it, unlike every other physical object that has water on it, that if you spun it, the water would not stick to it. And we're apparently spinning at thousands of miles an hour, but the water sticks to it. Whatever, guys. We'll talk about flat Earth in a moment. The best herbs and extracts from around the flat plane. Good one, Butter. Shout out to Butter, man. Butter, you've been really like a number one, like a top freaking G, dude. Shout out to Butter. Let me quickly announce we're live on Instagram, then we'll get into the 33,000 satanic symbolism of the Masonic ritual of the email list, which I'm sure is bullshit anyway. That's right, Cornejo. Cornejo, exactly, man. Okay, you know what's so funny? I went to school with this guy. There was one Mexican at my school, and his name was Jose. And I'll never forget, we went into the drink machine at the same time. Like I paid for like a drink or a snack or something, and it dropped to the bottom. And he reached his hand in to grab it. And I said, "No way, Jose." And we were fucking laughing, dude, because he didn't know at first that was like a common saying. And anyway, his name was Jose. It was just classic, man. Sometimes I wonder if we're literally living in a conscious video game type world. The winner of the game. Dude, good question, Thrax. If everything's like just a frequency, how will you know? Like people who die and come back to life say they went to heaven, they saw the afterlife, they met with their like soul family, they saw God. Like, but here's the thing. Like if a fish understood the world, like he wouldn't live normally as a fish. So some people think that we're not supposed to know much more currently because it may make you live very differently. Like if you saw a reptilian, not everyone's supposed to see them, man. They're too trippy looking. They might shock you forever. And same thing with people who have seen a dog man. I don't know if you guys heard about the cryptid dog man. I don't even want to talk about it. It freaks me out to even going out in the woods, which I've never been afraid of. But now with Dogman out there, holy fuck. Okay, let me just announce we're live. Hold on a sec. What's a good title? Urgent emergency. Tactical nuke launched. No. I'm just kidding. I don't believe in nukes, so I don't think that joke is like mean or that joke is like serious. Like, you know what I mean? Urgent. I guess Pam Bondi. Like, I got a kombucha going. Anyone who thinks the Earth. Damn, really? Well, Dark Fox, hold on. How do you know it's a globe, man? NASA and McGraw-Hill, which is this textbooks we learned from. McGraw-Hill is owned by Ghislaine Maxwell's dad. They call it Pergamon Press, which is the throne of Satan, according to the ancient, according to the freaking Bible. So how do you know? And that's where we learned everything about space and globes and whatnot. I don't know, man. I usually haven't touched the subject in a while, but the more I think about it, the more it's shocking because the story of evolution, or sorry, the theory of evolution is inversely correlated to the creation story in the Bible, right? Inversely correlated, like the exact opposite. And so the evolutionists and the Darwinists are also big into globists. I don't know, man. Snow globalist. Cliff diver. Okay, hold on. Hold on, let's see if this 33. Let's say bombshell. Released. Okay, there. Okay, we're just going live briefly on Instagram to let people know we're live here. Cornejo said, if it's a simulation, what if Antarctica is the only way out? Hence why no one can explore there. Well, dude, apparently we're not allowed to explore much of the North Pole either. But they say anyways that the reason for that is because there's a mountain there that you're not supposed to go to that's magnetic, and that's why all the compasses point north. But I'm sure there's a way. I'm sure there's cracks in that ice wall, man. There should be a way out. What's going on, everyone? Armin, that's a great question, dude. That's funny. I was just saying today, I said, Armin, let's go. Putting on a shirt for a little one. I'm like, Armin. And it reminded me of a guy I knew named Armin. Chad, what's going on, man? I know we're not allowed past the ice wall, but surely there's got to be a freaking way. Okay, so guys, just so you know, we're talking right now about, I love everyone chiming in this immediately, or the Grand Canyon. We could talk about the Grand Canyon. See, you guys are paying attention. This is the most beautiful freaking thing about this damn social media. You can sit here and scroll all day at freaking TikTok and become a mindless buffoon, or you can use it to raise your consciousness, man. Okay, so we are live right now on a free speech platform where I can tell you all about the latest shocking breaking news, the press conference with Pam Bondi. I mean, I don't know, man. It's insane. And Darren, I want to talk to you about that as well. But we're live on Rumble. It's at the link in my bio. It's free to download, free to watch, and free speech. If you want to do a deep dive on some of the subjects we just briefly mentioned, we have so much to discuss, but we're doing it over there because I don't want to get another strike, because you know what we have to deal with on here talking about stuff. So if you want to tune in, we've got a lot to freaking go over, man. And the chat is popping off right now as well. So come on over to Rumble. Again, it's free to download, free to watch, and free speech. I'd love to see you guys over there where we can discuss fully freaking without biting our freaking tongues. You don't know how much my tongue hurts. I got to bite it so much on here, man. Shout out to 808, man. Shout out to Hawaii. Okay. Egypt and America. I've heard that. Dude, we should do a deep dive on that on Rumble too. Okay, I hope to see all you guys there. The Rumble is at the link in my bio. It's at the link tree. It's also in my stories right now. The last story I shared is a link to the Rumble. And again, it's like you can just click it and look at it on your browser, or you make an account and then you can comment. Okay, much love. Hope to see you guys all on freaking Rumble, man. Boom, bang, bingity. Okay, I'm unfollowing this guy. Dang. Mount Meru, Cliff, you've obviously been paying attention more than you've even fathomed, man. Shout out to Chris, yes. Or Cliff, rather. Mount Meru, 100%. Well. From New World Order to Old World. There you go, Lakito. Cheers, everyone. We got spring water in the house. Shout out to Hand91. We got spring water. We got a bit of kombucha action going on. We got a bit of Chad mode, hyper watered down. I'm going to put a couple more scoops in it in a moment. Maybe we should give away a Chad mode tonight, actually. If anyone has seen me mention Chad mode before but hasn't tried it, comment now, and I'll see if maybe Chalk will be willing to give away a Chad mode. But shout out to Hand. He said, good to see you, bro. Got to talk about those digital IDs. Dude, Hand, you know, I really alarmed my father yesterday talking about digital IDs because it kind of made him like eerie, like he was like spooked out. I could see the gears turning in his head. He's like, fucking, because of what I told him was that my understanding is they're not going to like come to your door or something and say, like, sign this form, you're getting a digital ID, you have to go buy it or we'll mail it to you. It's that we already have a digital ID made for us now because of our phones, which scan our faces anyway, even if you have the face scan turned off. Remember when Snapchat came out and it was like that was a CIA op 100%, or some intelligence agency wanted that to go popular as hell so that everyone's face got scanned. That's what those face filters were. It was biometrics, and they measure the distance between each little part of your face, and they have your digital face saved to where any camera, if it's hooked up to facial recognition, in 1 second, it's a freaking match. Your face is like a fingerprint. It does look different from everyone else's face. And so now with, there's Palantir, but that's for the US. I'm sure there's one for every freaking country with a different fancy name. Palantir. What was that? Is that an anagram for something? I know Peter Thiel is an anagram for the reptile. But it's shocking, man. So anyway, the digital IDs, I told them that they're already made for us. And what they would do is just, if you want to use this service, or now all the banks require like biometrics, and or all the apps require biometrics, whatever it is, and you can choose to not use it, but then you'll just be out of the system. Basically, you can't interact with, you can't pay for stuff, yada yada. That's the plan. But dude, after the Freedom Convoy, that was a big restorer of faith in humanity, because there's going to be a bigger one than that, man. And I will be seeing all you guys psychically, etherically, through this push of human consciousness rising massively. And yeah, that's right too, Thrax. remember that video about how your phone every like 6 seconds flashes infrared at your face when you're using it? And that guy went out at night to a busy street and filmed with infrared. And he saw everyone who's looking at their phones, their faces are just being blasted by this light, which their eyes don't detect, but it's affecting. And that was called, what is it called? Optogenetics, using light to interact with and manipulate cell function. It's freaking shocking, man. They really did a number in the last 10 years. Like, hold on. Who grew up? Who's everyone's age? Because I was born in 95 and I didn't realize the 2000s were such an era. It was a freaking era, man. And I don't live in regret wishing it was the 2000s right now. You got to be so present in the present moment, so stoked about it. But that was an era, man. Just on the cusp, before iPads, there was just like your little home clanking computer that was on dial-up. At least mine was. And you were outside still. Now you drive through a neighborhood, you don't even see anyone outside. We get compliments for that. Hey, can't believe how much kids are outside, man. Fuck, you need to be sitting inside all fucking day. Yeah, I know, I know, man. And you know what? I'm pretty sure I saw a video of someone that said the back end of our phones, that is the spyware, doesn't need the battery in your phone to power it. But if it's within range of a cell tower, it's kind of like, I'm talking for children, Butterdog. It's kind of like Nikola Tesla's thing, where it's free wireless energy that powers stuff. The idea that I saw the guy postulate is that the back end of our phone, the spyware of it, is powered by the cell towers. The frequencies from that give it just enough charge to run ops, whether it's audio or tracking or GPS or whatever. It's freaking shocking, man. But anyways, so the digital ID thing, we just have to say no. I mean, I don't know exactly. I still have to do more research about what's the next step of how they're unrolling it. But all I know is that the TSA just said you can pay $18 and not have to use your real ID. But that's just going to make like 60, 70% of people go and get real ID because they don't want to pay $18. So they make it seem like they're offering like this solution. But you know what? Shut up and listen to this. The exact same thing they did with smart meters. Smart meters came out. They told everyone, you have to get them. And then they said, oh, but you can opt out and you can pay a little bit extra per month and still have your analog meter. And that lasted for a little while until there was so few people paying for the analog that then they figured, okay, now we can go and say, we no longer are going to support analog meters. You need to we don't care that you're paying us an extra $20 a month. You need a smart meter. So it's the same freaking thing, man. Making it cost money to not use it. Exactly, Hand 91. Exactly. It's freaking blatantly obvious. It's so transparent if you're paying attention. But I know it's so easy to be distracted. People are walking around wondering what way's up, man. Get free donuts and discounts. Yeah, I know. Lakido, don't even get me freaking started, man. Free French fries or whatever it was. But you know what? The same way that there was people can jailbreak iPhones, which whatever happened to that, by the way? Does anyone do that anymore? I'm sure there's a way to like, jailbreak some of this stuff, but that's not really scalable. Like, I don't know, man. And I would pay $18 too, Politichick. But it's funny, you're paying to not use the service. Like usually you pay for a service. In this case, you have to pay to not use a service. It's just ridiculous, man. And of course, we know where that's taking us, when it's all linked together. But the digital ID shit, it's their biggest thing they're working on now, but they're getting such an amount of pushback in Europe for that, that it's insane. Chad said, if we say we don't have a smartphone, that's the loophole out of digital ID. I know a few people who don't have them. And it's kind of like when you try to pay for cash and they're like, the person's like shocked, like cash? Let me see if I have change. Like we don't usually like do cash. They're just shocked that people still do it. When someone has a flip phone, people are just shocked. But that is true. Chad, what if you just don't have a phone? Like, how am I supposed to digital ID it, man? That's a good. Maybe we should all get a fucking Nokia. They never broke either. That's the thing. But anyways, what else? The other thing I saw that I posted, I think sometime this morning. Hold on, let me double check. Yeah, I posted it in my stories. We had a. Oh, that's a good question. Hold on a second. Where was it? Oh, yeah, this one. So they're claiming that the EPA is going around making sure people aren't doing this, that, or the other on their property because they're worried about the environment, right? They want to make sure, like the Environmental Protection Agency wants to make sure that the environment is protected. But what's absolutely insane, and there's a guy who will have some oil drums in his back 40, and they're decomposing, and that's not good, and he gets a big fine. But when this came out 5 years ago, they tested like 100 people in every state. They did blood tests on 100 people in every state, specifically for glyphosate, which is the herbicide that is the number one sprayed herbicide in North America. 93%, so 93 out of every 100 people, and they did it for every state, on average, had glyphosate in their bloodstream. So they're worried about the Joe farmer who has a couple oil drums in his back 40 decomposing, leaching into the ground. But 93% of 300, or is it almost 400 million people now? And I'm sure in Canada it's the same. There's no way it's any different. I guarantee it's the exact same because we spray a shitload of glyphosate here too. But that's not on the docket to tackle. The EPA lets Monsanto and these chemical companies make this shit and spray it. But for us, the notion of protecting that, it just doesn't exist in their minds. So specifically, when you understand that, by the way, it makes you go, a lot of their illusory tactics just fall upon your ears. They become deaf because you're like, dude, I don't believe you. You're not doing anything to help what's going on, but you make it seem like you're doing something to help. Like how they renamed a highway near me to some like 60-letter long indigenous name word that you can't pronounce. It was like Highway 60, and now it's like, this insane word you can't even pronounce. And many people are like cheering it on, like, woo, like representing the natives, but yet the natives still don't have clean drinking water on their reserves. So the natives are like, dude, I don't give a fuck. This highway has some name of this, an ancient owl or something. We don't have clean water. So it's a pacification. It's to pacify you. That's what they're doing. So the EPA is there to appear like they have some organization to protect the environment, but they're letting billions of pounds of glyphosate be sprayed, and they're letting atrazine and microplastics. It's absolutely insane. This is part of the chemical assault on humanity, which is to lower your vibrational frequency, alter your state of consciousness, and to calcify your pineal gland. 100%. Specifically, because this is going on and because it's coming up to Black Friday, although I prefer to call it Chalk Friday, we are giving away 2 or 3 bags of the organic heirloom chocolate powder, which is the organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia, from Chalk, based in the United States, all-American customer service team, been around since 2019, based in Texas, ships out of Georgia, super high quality, and is believed also to support stem cell production, which repairs damaged tissue and damaged cells. It's also believed to decalcify. We're giving away 2 or 3 of these tonight, and I think they said 3 bottles of the chalk minerals. These are cold water extracted from a humic shale deposit in Utah. The full matrix of minerals rebuilds your DNA, binds to heavy metals and phthalates and pesticides and things, excretes into the body. It supports healthy detoxification, and we're giving away 3 or 4 of these tonight. The way the deal works is Chalk is doing a 60% off lifetime discount on any subscription or bundle at chalk.com. So if you go to chalk.com, I just put the link, and you add any supplement to your cart, like the number 1 supplement for men, the Chalk Daily, which is clinically studied to boost total testosterone 21% in 90 days, plus sperm count, sperm motility, mental clarity. It's super pro-fertile. Every guy should be taking the daily. And for ladies, number 1 supplement, the hot water purified Shilajit. Hormone optimizer, fertility booster, energy levels, stamina, mental clarity, stimulates neurogenesis. You get a way better memory, concentration, and focus while you're taking it. It's a superfood. If you get a single bottle of one of those with that code 60life, it comes to literally like $20, and you get a free $60 bottle of minerals if you're first come, first serve the next 3 people on the live. But if you get a male or female vitality stack, you're getting a $100 bag of the organic heirloom cacao included in your order, which is freaking delicious and detoxing and heavy metal tested. Keep in mind too, I do recommend the Chad mode because you have that blue spirulina in there, which is trending right now because it's a binder. It binds to heavy metals, phthalates, pesticides, probably nanoplastics as well, I'm sure. And also, well, we know we're being sprayed with the metals. Did you guys see Newsmax posted about chemtrails? Newsmax, it's like kind of like Fox News. And they interviewed Dane Wigington, who is the guy who is the biggest exposer of like weather modification. He's got the list of 500 patents on his website. He's exposing chemtrails. He's talking about they're spraying us with barium and aluminum. And Newsmax interviewed him. I was shocked. And we're like, gave him a freaking, something to stand on to spread the word. And that's a mainstream news. Freaking shocking, man. Hold on a second. Anita McGroin said, shut up to Anita, man. He said, please follow Stefan. Oh, I've heard about that. Hold on a second. Dude, Stefan Burns. It's funny you say that, Anita McGroin, because Sonny, who might be watching now, is a big Stefan Burns fan. So when's it going to happen, dude? Because I remember, when's it supposed to happen, Nee? Let me know. Chad said the cyber attack is the next plandemic. How they will enroll the digital ID after they do a sweep of the internet while it's down. When China invaded Taiwan, it will be over the AI chips. Wow, that would be quite the strategy. That would be quite the strategy. Wow. VJ Maharaj said, yo, your post about wisdom teeth, are we effed for life if we taken them out? Dude, don't think that, man. So for one, I'm sure they'd like to yank out all your fucking teeth, to be honest. But there are people who don't have wisdom teeth who are healthier than people who do have them. So don't think that it's this like determining factor, So no, you're not effed if you don't have your wisdom teeth. It's better to try and keep them. Apparently, I didn't even know this until the other day, but I only had 3 wisdom teeth to begin with. Maybe the 4th will grow in any day now, man. I'm just holding my breath. It's about to grow in, but yeah, it's the jaw epidemic. It's the jaw epidemic. People don't know what's going on with our jaws these days because of mouth breathing and stuff. I need to do a deep dive on that so I can explain it better. Eh? People mouth breathe and it changes their jaws, and kids are mouth breathing and it changes their jaw structure and whatnot. Also, they're not eating enough raw meat too, eh? So yes, it's just shocking. Brookie said, are we talking about the files? Honestly, I thought maybe people would be shocked to hear that Pam Bondi said that they have 33,000 emails to release. But 33, like, it's a Masonic code, right? So they're hiding, they're telling you we're all over this. I wouldn't wait for them to be released. And also, I don't see how they would, because then, like, if they were actually released, to my understanding, then all of a sudden, no one would want to be paying taxes anymore because they'd be paying it to people who went to that island and organizations that are involved in going to that island. I don't know if that's ever going to come out, but I just thought it was crazy that it's 33,000. I made a video about all the 33 connections in headlines and all this. It's freaking shocking. I thought it was that. And yeah, exactly, Will. Exactly, man. Really interesting, Chad. That's interesting, man. Yeah, I mean, for the longest time, it was that carrot that was dangling, and I don't know how he came out there and said, I can see how that would be part of the plan, though. Like, it divided them once more. When Trump said, like, who cares about the files? Like, why are people talking about these freaking files so much? And everyone's like, wait, what? I thought you were the guy who wanted to make sure that those got released and we exposed the thing. And now I see when I'm scrolling on YouTube, I get these mandatory, like a banner, like a banner. You know how you scroll on YouTube sometimes and it's like games and these stupid little game went like a freaking rectangle of 3 different games you can pick. Not interested. Keep scrolling. And then it's like automotive, whatever, right? Well, I always get one that's like news and it's all mainstream news. And I happened to see the headline the other day that, which, you know, what's hilarious? You know that if everyone stopped paying for cable, that they would give it to you for free. They would give cable TV for free to everyone because they need you watching it. 100%. I'm getting free cable by going on YouTube and them showing me the mainstream news segments that otherwise people are paying to watch with cable. It's a freaking joke. You can tell they want you to watch it. But anyway, the headlines were like something to the effect of like Trump. They spun it, and the way they worded it was like Trump is in the files and that's why he doesn't want to release them. It wasn't that, but it was worded effectively so that the average person reads it and go, "Oh, that's Trump. That's because he must be in the files. That's why he doesn't want to release it." Like that's how they spun it. So I see it as a big, and I know this might be a little bit too black and white and too boiled down for some, but I do think that most of it is a spectacle and a show. And I don't think that being fully up to date with all the latest happenings necessarily is the truth of what actually is going on. I think it's the spectacle. But I know that's a bit too boiled down for, you know, to what's the word? You know, some people think there's more moving parts to it, but I don't know. I find that it's just a bit of a scheme, man. It's bread and circuses almost now. I mean, the amount of drama involved in politics now may as well be like drama, like on TV. Like it's dramatic and it's entertaining. This politician said this about that politician. Whoa, everyone tunes in. Like more so, I bet you the viewership of politics is up like tenfold now than what people used to watch, which was like TV shows. Like people are tuned in to politics like it's a show. And I don't know, man. It might be. Shout out to Captain Walt, man. Shout out to Walt. Walt, how you doing, man? Hold on, let me just quickly, briefly announce that we are live on Instagram. Oh, wow. UFC's Bryce Mitchell on Fighter Pay, Flat Earth, Farm Life, Bigfoot, and more. Wow. You guys know Bryce Mitchell, UFC fighter? He's talking about all kinds of stuff, man. He's on our level. I think he follows me. I follow him. Okay, so hold on a second. Boom, bang, bing. You know, Wisdom Teeth, a Wisdom Tooth post always does well. Butterdog, note that down, man. Because everyone knows someone who had them yanked out or they themselves had it yanked out, had them yanked out. Okay, hold on a second. Screenshot that. Yeah. And we mentioned this yesterday too. Or no, this was today. I posted stories about this. Synchronicities. That is a sign from the universe, from God, that you are in alignment. 100%. When you have a synchronicity, you think of someone, you see them 5 seconds later, 5 minutes later, the next day, and you're like, whoa, that's so crazy. And that's the breadcrumbs of showing you that you're on the path. And it's meant to, my understanding is that when you have a synchronicity, it's a very good idea to take a moment and feel bliss. Because bliss, we were reading the human frequency emotions yesterday and what frequency and what emotion is. And bliss is right there next to like enlightenment, like the highest frequency emotion. So it's freaking amazing. So Baldwin's tuned in all the time, twice a day. Yeah, dude, twice a day. Your whole day is in alignment, but you got two major signs of your alignment with those synchronicities. Freaking amazing, man. Hold on a sec. Just posted something that was right here. Baldwin, that's great, dude. I mean, the thing is too about the shout out to VJ, man. The thing is that they're pushing for. They always give you the option to opt out at the beginning because they don't want that pushback. It's like, whoa, don't be so affected by it, man. There's like you can opt out of it. Well, you could opt out of smart meters until you couldn't because 90% of people didn't opt out. The only reason we can opt out right now from the body scanner at the airports and whatnot is because there's still a decent amount of people who don't want to go through them. But if there was less, if they turned down the dial a little bit on the amount of people who don't want to go through the full-blown body scanner that scatters your DNA and who knows what it does, and they can like X-ray, it's a 3D X-ray, they would shut down the ability to opt out. Well, exactly, Green Marsh. Exactly, man. SB Surfer, he is, dude. Okay, so guys, right now we're doing a deep dive on the latest policy that they've just implemented to get us all to have digital ID, which is the mark of the beast, somewhat. They do have a plan to make a full-blown actual mark, but we'll talk about that not here. So we are live right now on Rumble, which is free to download, free to watch, and free to join. It's at the link in my bio. I got it at the link in my story as well. And we're doing a deep dive on this on an uncensored platform. That's the whole reason we started on the Rumble. So it's at the link in my bio. We already got 60 people on. And we can live with the Amish, Maslow, but they don't necessarily just accept any Tom, Dick, or Harry, man. Like, you got to be with it, you know? That'd be like taking you can't just walk in and work at a Michelin, at Gordon Ramsay's freaking restaurant. Otherwise, he's going to Hell's Kitchen you, man. But yeah, so we'll see you guys on Rumble. We're live right now. Come on over. We're doing a deep dive on this with a whole bunch of people who are on the same level, and we can talk there freely. Okay, so I hope to see you guys on there. It's at the link in my bio. All right, much love, everyone. Guys, make sure, by the way, if you're listening right now, apparently a bunch of people are on the site. Make sure you apply that discount code 60life. Do not put any other code because that's the deepest discount that Chalk has right now. If you're the next person, 2 people, to get a male or female vitality stack with that code 60life, you get the free $60 bottle or the $100 bag rather of the Chalk minerals, Chalk lit powder. And that's the organic heirloom cacao. Free, included in your order. Just make sure though, in the female stack is the Shilajit, the ashwagandha, and the Irish moss. And in the male stack is the Chalk Daily, the ashwagandha, and the Tongkat Ali. Those are wildcrafted, organic, heavy metal tested, and probably about 100 clinical studies between all 3 of them in the male and female stack. If you get it, you're one of the next 2 or 3 people, you get a free $100 bag of the chocolate powder. Check it out while you're tuned in to the live. Click that chalk.com and make sure you use that code because it's limited access for the discount. And then we only have 3 bags of lit to give away tonight anyway. And guys, I'm telling you, if you're taking the Tongkat and you get that 87% boost on average in free testosterone in 21 days, you're going to see why they've tried so hard to lower your testosterone. It's a freaking game changer, man. Yeah, that would be cool, Em, actually. That would be cool, Em. Good idea, actually. Yeah, Will, I know. Well, your top 2 wisdom teeth connect to your pineal gland and the bottom 2 connect to your heart. So when they yank out all your wisdom teeth energetically, there's a bit of a conundrum there that goes on, which is shocking. But again, dude, it's like tattoos. Yeah, tattoo ink, it's toxic. It's bad for you. But someone who's tatted up could be healthier than someone with no tattoos. It's not something that necessarily determines your health entirely. A combination, sure. But wisdom teeth in or out, you can still be living to several hundred years old if you do it right, Someone's like, what did he just say? Should we talk about how old people used to live back in the day before the flood? Perhaps. Also, what I wanted to mention, though, about this digital ID thing, because a bunch of people just tuned in because of that live shout out, is basically we're all going to at some point have to probably take a break from the internet, or there's going to be something organized like where, for example, you know how many billions of dollars are lost if for one day people didn't buy gas? For example, one day of everyone not buying gas, like F's the entire system up. One day of everyone not buying this, that, or the other on a mass scale, like the logistics up. Collectively, we are the many. We can totally change this entire thing. Digital ID, digital shmee, man. We got to say no, though, because that will be a hill that we need to stand up on top of, man. Lou, don't worry about it. I mean, Lou, you have to understand. Hold on, Lou. I don't want you to be disempowered by this live. I want you to be fired up about it. Yes, there are evil things going on that are shocking. However, the good guys win in the end of this, Lou. The good guys win 100%. We win. There could be getting worse before we do win, but we will absolutely win. We have won. We have already won. We're just in the process of getting to that. That is already the outcome. So don't worry about it. And remember, too, do not fear either. Someone I haven't seen for 20 years, I spoke about him 6 hours prior to bumping into him. It's crazy, dude. Baldwin, that is so freaking cool, man. I love that. Did I tell you guys? No, I didn't tell you guys. When I manifested Rob, standing in the driveway at my parents' house, I was visiting, and something happened to where a joke was made that Rob made. My dad made a joke that Rob made like 30 years ago. That dad told me about this joke that Rob made. So dad made the joke to someone else, and I said, Rob, and I laughed. And then literally the second I finished saying Rob and laughed, someone honked that drove by. And I turn around, and it's this black truck. And I say, who's that? And my dad goes, that's Rob. And I go, whoa. And you got to understand something. If I had been delayed by 1 minute getting to my parents' house, Rob would have already driven by. If my dad had done something else for 35 seconds before he stood in the side of the driveway and made this joke to someone else, which I then interpreted as the Rob joke, and then I said Rob out loud, and then Rob drove by. If there was a 35-second difference in the lead up of that day, Rob would not have driven by the moment I said his name. So it's like the whole day was scripted. Was this already laid out, or somewhat scripted, you could say? But when a synchronicity like that happens, that means you are synchronized. That means you are on the right path. You are in sync with your experience in this realm. That I was riding high that day that I manifested Rob. I was like, fuck yeah, man. And today, another synchronicity. They just keep getting better, man. Incredible. Shout out to 1965 Gal. We have a 1965 Chevy Corvair Monza. Great year. I'll tell you all about it. Back in 65, when I was still a cell in a testicle. No, I'm just kidding. Actually, 65, was that when? I wasn't even in. No, I was like, that was before my dad was even born. Incredible. It's funny, eh? The way this whole reality works. It's incredible. But I will say this. I've noticed the more you're detoxing, the more you're calibrating your endocrine system, the more minerals you're getting into your system, the healthier your body is, the higher your vibrational frequency is, the more synchronicities you have. At least in my experience, when I do like major detoxes and major Shilajit binges where I'm making sure getting Shilajit into me every single day, I'm taking the chalk Shilajit every single day, something happens. I don't know if it's genetic or just energetic, but you get synchronicity. I get synchronicities. I don't want to say you 100% will get synchronicities. That's kind of a funny thing. It's like, how are you going to have a clinical study on that? But what is known is that Shilajit is believed to decalcify the pineal gland. It supports pineal gland function. It's a hormone optimizer. It supports testosterone production for men. It balances hormones for women. It's pro-fertile. It's a superfood. And if you are combining that with something like the Chad mode, which, by the way, if you just tuned in, we are giving away free chalk tonight. The Chad mode, which has the organic blue spirulina in it, which is another extremely potent detoxifying agent. I do 2 scoops at least of Chad mode every single day. It's usually a lot bluer than that. I had to fill up this jar, but that's like a quarter scoop. It gets extremely blue. It's the blue spirulina. That's some of the most powerful detoxifying agents in the natural world. Shilajit and Chad mode, the blue spirulina, so detoxing. And that supports your body's ability to what? Increase your vibrational frequency, your psychic abilities. If your pineal gland really is the seat of your soul and the psychic center, you can imagine what that does to you. So the way the deal works to get the free $100 bag of the chalk lip powder, which ships out of Georgia, is based in Texas. Chalk is based in Texas. All American customer service team, Patriots in control. This is organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia. We're giving 2 more away for free tonight because someone just ordered a stack. This is the way the deal works. The next 2 people, we were doing 3, but now someone just ordered, so it's 2 left. The next 2 people who go to chalk.com, you used to have a Monza? No way, 1965 gal. Are you shitting me? Holy cripers. I want to ask you about that. The next 2 people who go to chalk.com, check out the site, click the link ASAP so you're first in line, and you add a male or female vitality stack to your cart, and you apply that discount code 60life, you get a 60% off lifetime discount, which you can cancel or modify at any time. And automatically you're going to get a free $100 bag of the chalk lip powder, the organic heirloom cacao, included in your order. It's not going to show up at checkout, but it's going to get placed into your box, your package, and ships to your house in 2 to 5 business days. But if you get a single supplement, like for guys, get the Chalk Daily, that's the testosterone boost. For ladies, get the Shilajit, hormones, fertility, brain function. You get a single supplement and you use that code, it comes to, I think, less than $20, and you will get a free $60 bottle of the chalk minerals included in your order. And that's first come, first served. We're about to, I think we probably got, I don't know how much longer they're going to run this for, but I know they have 2 minerals left. Wow, Ash Jane is watching Root Cause tonight. Wow, that's freaking awesome. Ash, so Root Cause, as you know, is amazing. I don't know how much it talks about wisdom teeth. I don't think it really does, but it's still an amazing watch, so I'm glad you're watching. Shout out to Jay, and Ember said, how many scoops do you take a day? I'm at between 2 to 4 scoops of the Chad mode per day. And the way it looks, guys, so it's a pre-workout energy drink, the Chad mode. It has blue spirulina, but it also has 150 milligrams of organic caffeine per scoop. So you get a little scoop with it, and it's super blue. See, I'm almost out. And you can't even tell how freaking blue that is once it gets in water, man. It's absolutely shocking. And that blue, I don't know exactly what it is, but I know it's a compound naturally occurring in the spirulina that makes it blue, but I just think the blue is so beautiful, and it also happens to be so healthful and rejuvenative. I said Cripers, I think, Ember. Maybe, though. Shout out to Deviant. My wife ran out of lit. I had to order. Oh, shout out to Walt, man. Walt just got a stack. Shout out to freaking Walt, man. No, it's still a great documentary, though, Ash. Big time. Anna Bet said, I refused to take my wisdom teeth out and was able to track the trajectory while all 4 were erupting. From a slightly horizontal position, they naturally erupted into a straight line. Anna, that is exactly what happened to me. That is exactly what happened to me, and many such cases. Many people say that happened to them as well. They say your wisdom teeth, you're going to be gimped, they're going to grow in wrong, but they just leave them, and then they grow in fine. That happens to a lot of people. Now, one of my wisdom teeth didn't grow in for some reason, so I only have 3. And then one of them, I guess I was vegan for a bit too long back in the day. and that one's chipped, and I guess a third of it broke off, and now technically it may be a deceased tooth. But perhaps with power of the mind, I can restore it, bring it back to life. I love that, Ember. I have people ask me all the time, wow, that's super blue. What are you drinking? I know. And then people do Ember. I'm so used to it now that it's called Chad mode. Like it's just normal to me. But people are like, hold on a second. What the hell do you guys call this pre-workout? Yes, Chad mode. And there literally is a Chad on the like it's hilarious, man. It's a discussion piece. It's a conversation piece. You should put it on your mantle. This should be like at your front desk where guests walk into the house. Keep all your empty Chad mode tubs, by the way. Never throw out a Chad mode tub. One day, these are like collector's items, man. Stack them up, have them all on a shelf. People will go, wow. And they'll start reading it and go, hold on. Because there's a lot of funny companies, C4, Explosion Energy. Like there's all these different but you start reading the Chad mode and it's like, wow, we could have gotten cheap synthetic caffeine made from nasty chemicals like the other guys, but instead we went with organic coffee fruit extract. It's freaking incredible, man. Shout out to Donnie. Wow, that's so cool, Baldwin. I love to hear it, man. Be a man and knock your own tooth out like Tom Hanks on that island. But dude, I will, but it is a wisdom tooth. It's the most hardest to freaking grab, but I also don't want to get the anesthesia shits because apparently there's graphene oxide in it. So I would have to raw dog a tooth extraction. But you know what? I know a few people who have done it, so maybe you just need to have like a shot of something before, like whiskey or something. Just get plastered and walk in there, yank it out, man. Probably wouldn't even hurt. Maybe that's the trick. Just have a couple shots, man. Like drink like a bottle of whiskey and then go get your tooth yanked out without anesthesia. That's what they would do. Are you kidding me? If you had to get surgery in fucking medieval times, you would just get drunk before it. Yeah, exactly. That's a good call. And chew on a clove. Clove apparently has Shout out to Barbarossa. Yeah, dude, we briefly touched on it. It's not one of my most passionate subjects to discuss. It's like we know the story. There's an island that people were filmed doing stuff on to blackmail them because they're in positions of power in our society and world. Are we ever going to hear the lists? I don't think so. I think everything else is a distraction up until that point. But I know people like to get into the nitty gritties of who said what, and I get why, but I don't. If I spent, I guess you could say I'm a piss poor reporter, or rather journalist, because, well, no, but journalists pick what they're into, and that's what they journalize on. But anyway, Chalk denied my patent for Ken Mode Light for light flow days. Shut up, Copper. Yeah, that's true. That's true, Devonka, she said getting drunk would thin the blood, not optimal for surgery, but yes. Yeah, maybe not surgery, but like a tooth extraction. But no, you would bleed more when they yank it out. That's true. That's something to consider. I only know that because once I found out how thin your freaking blood is when one time in like high school, super inebriated, and we were doing that thing where I know it's not common, Devonka. They were doing that thing where you'd bite your can lid and then like peel the can lid off so that you could chew tobacco, and it's like easier to spit into than trying to spit into the mouth of the can. So we'd like peel the top of the can off with our teeth, like yank it off. It's not that hard. But anyway, I guess just a little piece of that sharp tin cut my pinky. I didn't even feel it. And I was standing there holding the beer like at my chest for like an hour, not knowing what's going on. And then sure enough, all of a sudden I'm like, why is my hand sticky? And I'm looking down and I have completely stained like my entire abdomen and pants. Like it looks like I would have gotten like Braveheart speared me or something. But it was literally a micro cut on my finger, and it just gushed for like an hour. So yeah, your blood does really thin. That's true. Actually, you got to watch out for that. Ken mode. That's too funny, Copper. Wilson. I haven't actually seen Castaways, but I just know that that ball holds a shocking secret, man, with that ball with that red face on it. I got the spike detox, even though I did not take the jab, but I got it in case of shedding exposure. I don't know if it's placebo, but I feel great. I feel like the person from before 2020. Danny, that's incredible because a lot of people feel like they don't feel the same as before they got the thing. So I'm glad that you feel freaking good, man. So shout out to Danny. And so Danny, in other words, you took preemptive measures to make sure that you weren't full of God knows what they're putting into the, our systems and whatnot. It's just freaking shocking. But I will say one thing, Devanka, at least when I did bleed for like that hour, that was kind of like bloodletting, right? So the microplasticky blood bled out of me and then I made new blood. That's called a phlebotomy, isn't it? Yeah, live blood cell analysis is freaking cool as well. Someone just ordered a Shilajit, by the way. So whoever just got a Shilajit, congratulations. Someone just went to chalk.com. They added a Shilajit to their cart. They applied the coupon code 60life, which dropped the price to around $20. And they just got included in their order for free a $60 bottle of the chalk minerals. So congratulations to who just got the Shilajit. That means we have 2 more bottles of minerals left to give away. And the next person to get, because Walt got a stack, the next person to get a male or female stack is going to get a free chocolate powder, which is a $100 value, organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia, included in your order automatically if you get a male or female stack. Make sure you use that discount code 60life. Yeah, exactly, Walt. Yeah, I would take that bet too. In order to get the freebie. We're probably going to extend that deal till midnight tonight. I'm thinking in case we do end up shutting this live down soon in a little bit here, but I want to make sure if someone's on the fence, like this is the pre-sale for Black Friday. So I want to make sure anyone who hasn't tried chalk yet, try the freaking Chad mode, man. With 60% off lifetime discount, it's insane. You're getting freebies included. Obviously, it supports the stream as well. And you're detoxing. You're supporting your system, your consciousness. Devanka, you know what's crazy about that, dude? Is that he said, life is in the blood. It's crazy to see how it keeps working even outside the body. Who was that girl who did that study? That she did a live blood cell test, took a drop of blood out of her and put it under a microscope. Then in the other room, she visualized like the happiest moment in her life, hardcore visualized it. And on the live blood cell analysis camera, the blood cells started going fucking wild. Like they were excited. And then she went into another room and then imagined like the worst thing that ever happened to her and like relived it and like literally started crying. And it was so horrible. And her blood reacted, which was outside of her body on the camera. So our blood is connected to us even when it's outside of our freaking body, man. Absolutely incredible. Consciousness, man. It's a beautiful thing. Really, Ash, that's crazy. So there was a whole bunch of other stuff that I have on this list that we need to discuss, but I want to make sure that I get a couple other things completed here. We're going to pick back up where we left off tomorrow. We're going live earlier tomorrow. And make sure your live notifications are on so you know as soon as we are live. You can DM me with any questions on Instagram. DMs are always open. If you guys have me, on Instagram, I imagine 100% of you have. You can send me anything. People send me some of the best posts, man. Half the shit I know is from you guys sending it to me. So shout out to all of you guys. Thank you all for joining. And yeah, this is incredible, man. We got 3i Atlas around the corner as well. Putin, we got to talk about him and this lab-grown shit as well, and resist the digital ID too. So, okay, much love, everyone. Thank you for joining. Make sure you use that discount code 60life, 60% off for life on your subscription, and you get a freebie included. Send me your order number on Instagram so I can make sure that your freebie is included as well. Just send a screenshot of it and then boom, bang, bang. All right. Much love, everyone. We'll see you on the next one. All right. Thank you all for joining.